Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, found a little museum today out in Fairfield, California, off of Highway 80. It's called the American Armory Museum. It's another military museum. They got a lot of vehicles. So, as always, let's go explore and check it out.
I'm going to take this out. I can't find the other. We don't need a heater anymore.
No, I have one right behind us.
So, it sounds like a absolutely ton of history here. Start over here in the armory.
It's not for it.
Got grenades, mortars, a lot of weaponry. They just recommend you don't touch any of it. They said all the weapons are decommissioned. Still picture cameras. It's a huge camera. I'm sure the zoom on that was pretty intense.
There's this side as well. And General Patton's Jeep, one of General Patton's Jeeps is
Yeah, she mentioned the story behind that. That was pretty wild.
yeah.
Different bayonets. No, you're good.
No, I was going to say, on Sunday, we have a couple getting married and they're having the reception here, which I think is odd but kind of cool.
It's unique.
They get to go on the tank rides and everything.
Oh, you guys actually take people on rides?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I can't wait to see her in her wedding dress in the tank.
I'm sure.
I got
Rocket launchers over there.
I've got ring at my house, and it keeps. It's my, it's the.
So this entire place is just absolutely jam-packed. From what the Dustin was saying, is a lot of this is the private collection of the guy who owns Jelly Bellies. There you go, inside and outside here. They have vehicles outside and inside. I guess they do tank rides, which is cool. This is medals from 1855 to 1899. They said they maintain all the vehicles on site. Everything runs. To my right here, there's something that's really amazing. They were talking about the story behind it. I couldn't retain the whole story, but check out this 1942 Jeep. This is actually General Patton's Jeep out here. That's pretty amazing. It's actually a really cool setup. You can see they got a full parachute up here in the ceiling. They got the trees over here. Kind of adds to it. It's not just a museum, it kind of engulfs you in the feeling of it all. The different camp or food related items, the MREs, old MREs, supper, dinner, and breakfast. They got the story of General Patton and everything here. That's dark, huh? The vultures. Did they find you? It's crazy to think. General Patton was right here. Oh, I didn't know they had a full rifle kind of in a shell under the dashboard. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. And then the full 50 cal right there. And this thing is restored like flawlessly. A Dodge WC-56 command car. Okay, you can definitely come here a few times, and I think you'll find something new every time because there's just items everywhere. Here's a bunch of other artillery, rocket launchers, machine guns, a Browning automatic. It's from 1918 to 1970. Definitely used these in video games before. An M1941 Johnson rifle. They were used worldwide, so they must have sold a ton of those. Chile, Cuba, the Indies, Dutch, East Indies, China. Now the ladies that were up front, they were both military. Both military police. One was a brat. She said she was born on Travis Air Force Base, which is not far from here. World War II Ford GPW Jeep missile launcher. Look at that. It's like 14 different missiles that could be carried on this Jeep. I can only imagine what that felt like as the missiles were actually launching. If you were sitting inside of that with them launching out. But look at the windows. I'm guessing bulletproof or at least steel plated. A 1943 MB Jeep here at John's. It was restored by John and his family. He was a supporter of the AAM. Keep them rolling. But again, beautifully restored. And then we got this large vehicle here. A high-speed tractor, an M5A4. The M5 is a fully tracked vehicle designed to tow the howitzer M2. So this thing would actually tow a tank, I guess. You got the shells on the outside. Man, look at this. Wild. Wild, wild. A telephone trailer. There's the phone right there. Field and radio techniques book. A bunch of supplies. I'm guessing that's a worker's belt. He would probably be running phone lines or whatever, going up on the poles. That's pretty neat. Also never seen one of those. And there's the back end of that tractor, high-speed tractor. Here's a kitchen setup basically. I'm guessing all of this stuff is completely original because it feels like it, it smells like it. This is the Korean War from what I'm seeing, it's kind of going to take you through the Korean War, Vietnam, the different world wars, and then so on. Pile cap to prevent frostbite. Radar test equipment. They call those Mickey Mouse boots, I guess. A 1950s frequency meter. '60s Polish field radio. That's huge. I'm guessing not light to be lugging around. A World War II field radio, handsets down there. There's a couple radios or telephones. A headset from the 50s. And there's some Vietnam radios. You can see they were getting a little more compact. Still look probably heavy to just lug around constantly. And then here's something more modern, 1990s to date. And a digital voice terminal. And then up above, we got some different patches, some sashes from the Korean. Some gloves, Cold War. A Ridgeway hat and some boots. And you got some boots for the ice right there. Some more medals from the commemorative medals from the Korean War. There's another uniform. There's actually a few uniforms here. Columbus, Collins, Lieutenant Strong, and Madison's up there. And then here's some different awards, medals. Look at this. This is cool. It's what I'm guessing is an antenna here, kind of camouflaged a little bit. Probably had these stashed everywhere. An electronic seismic sensor. So it was a critical tool in the U.S. military efforts to monitor enemy movements. So you could set that up in the forest or wherever on trails, and you'd be able to tell if there was troops walking. So that's pretty cool. And an M274 truck platform, utility platform. They called this the Meal. So I'm guessing this was just constantly lugging different equipment, basically. But you can see you're in the wide open on this one. So probably in a little bit of a safer area. You're just basically a transport. If you didn't catch it at the beginning, this is where we are, the American Armory Museum, Fairfield, California. They got the Glamour Gal. Look at this thing. Just tow this out. This is the howitzer. So this high-speed tank right here that we saw earlier, this would probably be towing out these huge kind of mortar launchers, I guess is what it would be. And then right next to that, we have a 1967 Russian motorcycle, the Dnieper K650. carry them 3 people, I guess. 2 on the seats on the actual motorcycle, and then if you have this sidecar here, another body in there. And then you got another uniform and a gas mask right there. And it sounds like here we're getting into the 70s here. You got the hippie. And back of a vehicle, this would be first aid, so it sounds like this is kind of like an ambulance situation for the Army. Army Medical Services. So yeah. And you can tell it's very like rudimentary. It's not, you're not getting a bunch of digital gauges and stuff back then. It's manual transmission and everything. This is from '67, the Kaiser Jeep. I didn't realize this was also a Jeep. I guess the headlights kind of will tell you that, but Jeep made ambulances also. I've seen these in video games. I don't think I've ever seen one in person, but that's what a cluster bomb looks like. 20mm rounds. Here we got some rations and MREs. MRE, meal ready to eat. So you got hot dogs and tomato sauce, beans, basically beans and franks. Then you got all these different cans. You got a chocolate nut roll, tuna, boned chicken, fruit cake, jam. I see ham in there. Crackers, cocoa, beverage powder. Interesting. A cinnamon nut roll, boned turkey, a cheddar cheese spread, and peanut butter. I saw some MREs up front too. I think they might be for sale, so you can try one out yourself. They kind of look like this one. Water packed lemon pepper tuna. And then you got civilian MREs, and then the military MRE. And then down here below you got some canteens. Now this is interesting. It's a drinking water bag. So you can store some clean water in this rubber bag here, a bladder basically. I wasn't expecting to see something like this out here. Sex hygiene and venereal diseases from the War Department. First aid kits. You got mustard gas ointment, lice powder, smelling salts, water purification, burn dressings, eye dressing. I'm not sure what that plastic tube is. I'm not sure what those are for. They kind of look like something like a tracheotomy or almost. Syphilis and gonorrhea. It's a hidden thing. No girl is gonna tell you she has it. You can't ever be sure. That's funny. But as funny as I find it now, it's probably super important to educate soldiers as they're just going around. This is a blood transfusion machine. Explosion-proof portable field blood transfusion machine. So, whoa. An embalming unit. That's dark, and I guess you hope to not have to use that. Wow. The collection they have here is vast. More first aid up here. Blunt force, aromatic spirits of ammonia, iodine, some things for burns, gauze compresses. There's a mine. That's a Vietnam there, Claymore mine. Some photos. And they got some Vietnam era currency up there. That's, I guess, a Vietnam uniform there. That's crazy right there. I saw you, Charlie, but I let you live. I will be back to kill you. So I'm guessing the Vietnamese would give that out to hand it over to an American soldier or something, or leave it behind. Just let them know that, hey, we know where you're at. And then you got this sword here. I think that's what it is. Yeah, a DHA style sword from the Viet Cong. And a Viet Cong flag there, backdrop. This is what you would see for a fallen soldier. And then you got this soldier here honoring it for his fallen brother or sister, I guess. And that goes up against this backdrop here of the Humvee, the H1 military Humvee. No key in the ignition there, just flip the switch, right? Look how wide that thing is. This is an Israeli M5 half-track armored personnel carrier. I believe they said you can actually go up in this one, so I'm about to do that here in just a sec. But let's get the side profile. That's a big vehicle. You see half-track, so tires up front, full tank tracks in the back. They said you can go in there in the back, but don't touch the guns. All right, let's go climb inside. Got some steps here. See, it's in Hebrew there. All the instruction panels all in Hebrew. Can you imagine seeing this thing come down the road? You got 4 different powerful guns just at the front of this mounted. on the front, right? 1, 2 in the passenger seat down there. You got this big one here. Another one on the left side. And then you even got one in the rear to get your 6. There you go. I didn't even see this when I walked past. The 1953 Army Goat, little mini bike. And then this little mini tank type thing here. A ferret armored car. So if I had to guess, an armored car, because of the tires and everything, was quicker than a tank, but slightly less durable, especially to, mines and things like that. And then here, it looks like they got a bunch of different newspaper pages for World War II, about the Japanese, the Axis declares war, different advertisements from the time. War, Oahu bombed by Japanese planes. This newspaper, right there, December 7th, 1941. They said, read this. Airmen safe after 65 days on the island. There's like advertisements in here for war bonds. The Yanks hold new Tunisia line, halt advance of the Nazi panzers. So this gives you a good idea of what the entire country was reading about, the Oakland Tribune. So, pretty interesting. So I guess this is what a mine would look like when it's cased. I don't know if that's poison then, mining. I might need to ask about that. An incendiary bomb, cover with sand, shovel, bomb and bucket, carry outside. So I guess you would bury the mine like that, but it has a poison emblem, so I'm not fully sure. There's the back of that, the Jeep with the missiles on it. I didn't realize that there was also 8 more facing the rear. I don't know if that's storage, so you can, yeah, I'm guessing that's storage, so you could load this up with more shells. Here's a little history of the American soldier through time. It starts with the Minutemen, the citizen soldiers, 1775. Right there. And then it comes over to the 1846. U.S. Harper's Ferry model. That's for the rifle down there. I mean, everywhere you look, there's something here. It goes all the way up. I think that's actually Jelly Belly art. So that'd be all jelly beans for the American Armory Museum. Up top, you can see 38 Star 7th Infantry, 1877 to 1890 flag up there. And it goes all the way up. I mean, all the way around this entire facility. You got flags. And then this placard here is explaining each one. You can definitely come back here a few times, and I think you'll always find something new. There's some of those old bullets, Civil War bullets, different relics, different pins from the Civil War. (1861 to 1865) here. As we walk around, here's another view of that Israeli half-track vehicle. This is a relic. This is original 1864 discharged papers. The history of the American soldier from the Spanish-American War, you see here. And this would be World War I. More discharge papers down there. And then next to them, we keep going a little newer here. This is World War II, the U.S. Army Ranger. This would be like Normandy. He's got the telephone, or radio, I should say. And you got the Korean War here. And Vietnam. And then here we're in the modern blue-dressed A uniform. World War I dress blues. This place for adults, for non-veterans like myself, just regular civilians, was $7 to get in, so super affordable. I gave them $10, donated a couple more, but this sign here is talking about they want volunteers, any donations, or if you have artifacts to loan, you can contact them here, and there's their phone number and address, so you can come out here and check this place out yourself. The American Armory Museum. This is a really impressive collection. A cavalry regiment here. So this is, the modern stuff. The invasion of Iraq. 7th Marine Regiment here. Showing some drone footage. Special Forces, 2001, 2002. Operation Enduring Freedom. Got 'em. Bunch of uniforms here. Operation Northern Delay. 173rd Airborne Brigade. It's 2003. Operation Iraqi Freedom. Iraq and Baghdad 0506. Baghdad Air Show. An uncut sheet of cards there. That's pretty cool. I remember when that set came out. Trading cards. This is talking about when Saddam Hussein got. Israeli police, military police here, or is it not Israeli? I'm sorry, Iraqi. This is interesting. So this is the windshield that was damaged in battle with Iraqi insurgents. Right here. So this is an actual Humvee window, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bullet holes in it. So that was probably an intense little situation there. Here's a sign: stay back 100 meters or you will be got. Some of the American sodas from over there. You get Pepsi, Sprite, 7-Up, Fanta. I'm guessing that one is, yeah, Coca-Cola. They even got Arabic gum, chewing gum. Stubby talking about the military animals. You got his uniform.
Unofficial mascot of the 102nd Infantry Regiment, U.S. Army. What's in France?
Talking about war dogs and how they were actually used in the military. And you see right here.
While fighting in the trenches, the soldiers soon discovered that their smart little dog was more
Conan. I'm guessing this is who that was then. This is supposed to be for Conan. He was born in 2013, died in 2023. He's a military working dog. Operation Delta Force.
After he recovered, he returned with a specially designed gas mask to protect him.
And then here's a video talking about the different gas masks and everything that they'd be wearing. Interesting. There's a motorcycle here. It's a German motorcycle. .1937 motorcycle. You got different hats up there up top. A British Royal Indian Navy hat. That's pretty cool, from World War II. And this would be all the World War I and II German items. Got crowd hat, helmet, different knives and weaponry down there. Everything here is numbered, if you ever want to know what it is. But some Nazi memorabilia. Dude, this collection goes on and on. Gas mask there. These are German pens. Different communication devices. And then over here you got a little section for Japan from World War II stuff. Currency, I'm guessing. An old canteen up there, different flags. Japanese rifle, Arisaka, a Type 38 with a bayonet on the end. Type 14 Nambu, and Type 99 AT grenade, and a lot more currency around. There's some more weaponry just on display here on this rack. They have some things for sale, keychains, MREs, t-shirts. Over here I'll probably buy a couple things just to help support the museum. But let's go check out some of these vehicles that they have outside. It's a little bit windy out here, so sorry if the audio is a little loud. But this is a cargo truck. They got a tank. No badge here, so I don't know what this one is. Here's a personnel carrier, an M13 armored. A Gamma Goat, an amphibious vehicle. So this thing would actually float. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing the trailer would also, right? A tracked rapier system. So this was shooting off SAM missiles. Full tank. A Super Mac, 7.5 ton prime mover. That thing's huge. I mean, it's probably 12 feet tall, 10 to 12 feet. Only 159 horsepower, so I don't think it was fast. It says 32 miles per hour max speed. I believe they said there's a couple of these vehicles that you can kind of get into. You'll see the back doors open. I don't know exactly which ones they're talking about. I probably won't try too much, but an armored personnel carrier here. See the little hatches can be up or down. You can see how thick the steel plating is on that. This might be one of those ones that they're saying you can go inside. This is huge. This is pretty crazy. So you have this truck here, but then look at this whole back end that's getting towed. So this was basically a shop. This was a repair shop, mobile repair shop. So I had everything you need to work on the vehicles in this trailer here. That's interesting. And here's the back side of that tank for the missiles. this tractor here. Little bird chilling on top. But this is a 10-ton 6x6 tractor. So this thing could probably get you out of a bunch of different messes. Kind of looks similar to the one that was towing the other stuff, or the shop trailer. Never seen a vehicle look like this before. The Beast. It's a military tire smoker. The Beast started its life as a 10-ton dump truck. It was stripped down, dropped, and channeled the frame. They put big block 396 CI, installed 2 of them. The motors work together. This was street legal car, California street legal. It would keep up with anything on the highway and get about 5 miles per gallon, it says. Interesting. So it's like basically a modified lowrider chopped army vehicle. That's very, very cool. One of a kind, for sure. I don't know if this is something else anybody else has ever done before, but look at this thing. What the heck? It's got the Constitution on the side of it. This is a wild little vehicle here. You got the modern Bose sound system. Looks like an older GPS system back when, I don't know, Garmin and stuff like that was first coming out. 5 miles per gallon, but completely street legal. That's very cool. I wish I could hear this thing running. I would love to know what this sounds like going down the street. It probably sounded pretty amazing. 2 different engines working simultaneously. Chopped and dropped all the way to the ground. If you can see the clearance down there, I mean, it's like literally inches off the ground. So it's a custom, they called it the Beast. Very cool. I mean, that whole thing is, even the gun up top, it's no higher than 6 feet. So this thing is slammed. I wasn't expecting to see that. That's very cool. We got a couple other trailers and military army vehicles out here. We're kind of down the driveway at the front entrance of this place. Maybe they're actually closing and waiting for me to leave, because I see the gate is mostly closed now. So if I'm keeping them here, my apologies if you guys see this video. I didn't check the time you guys were open or closed. But let's just hit these last couple vehicles. I'll purchase a shirt or something to help support. And yeah, this is a crane or a tow truck type situation, a wrecker. They got a little Caterpillar out there. The entrance is pretty epic here with the actual missiles. And this is an amphibious resupply cargo vehicle. Here's a chopper here. This is a stealth helicopter. I've not seen one of these in person. This would be from 0 Dark 30. Some of the electronics are on in here. That's a really cool item there. Here's a Blazer, a K5 Blazer. You can still see some of those on the road today. That's how you know they were quality. A couple small tanks here. This one's wild. A Ferret, a Mark half Ferret. So I don't know if it's one or two people. It can be more than that though, I'll tell you that. I'm guessing that's just one person. This large tank. This one is a Chieftain, a battle tank. And then a self-propelled artillery, an Abbott, an FV433 Abbott, an armored personnel carrier. Now it's another amphibious vehicle there. A flag retirement box. Interesting. There's a Willie Jeep. A bomb trailer here. Small tank. And another Jeep, a repair truck, field repair truck for the Army. Alright, so let's go back inside. I'll say thank you, get a couple souvenirs, and be on the way. Here's the pricing list if you're interested. Kids $3, adults $7, military and veterans free with their ID. Here's another thing I noticed when I went inside. This leaflet here is something that would have been dropped from the bomb. A propaganda pamphlet bomb. So this one wouldn't necessarily blow up, but it would hold a bunch of pamphlets that they could pass around. Let them know what's going on. And then again, you just have all the different shells. So that was absolutely amazing. The people, the volunteers, workers who run this are awesome. They're knowledgeable. Really cool place. I got a t-shirt to support and 2 military MREs. So maybe there's a YouTube video trying out an MRE soon, but that was a ton of fun. I like I said earlier, I think I could come back 2 more times and still not see everything. I will be back. So I appreciate you guys joining. Like and subscribe if you can. It helps out the channel. Leave comments. All that stuff helps boost the video in the algorithm. And until next time, I appreciate you guys. Take care and peace.